Wow.
Bravo.
Wow. Well, you're in this weather, you made it. Oh my goodness. I thought you might change your mind and say it's too windy. People from the East Coast are used to this, eh? That's wonderful. How are you? I'm Mathabo Kunene. Hello. How are you? Thank you. Welcome.
I got everything.
This one is Emperor Shaka the Great with about 438 pages, but 5,000 words. I don't know. I think it was a little, I lived with him, but I think, how did he achieve all of that? Where was I? And I think that changed the impact of the image of how the West was portraying Shaka for many centuries until Mazisi published this thing through UNESCO. And everybody now wanted to do something about Shaka, because otherwise before, the West portrayed him as a crazy, bloodthirsty killer, blah, blah, blah. But he redefined it. And we are also happy for that. This is the Zulu original translation, written. Kunene never wrote a word in English. He wrote 10,000 poems in Zulu. And then it was UNESCO who came up and said, can we help to translate at least the two seminal works? This one is an anthem of decades. It is a mythology about how the world was created. He made it up on his own hand. And part of it is that the great creator sent the chameleon to go and tell the world that they'll never be dead. But the chameleon was going around eating berries, according to, if you read it, it's very funny. Until the salamander came up and said, I'll take the message. But they brought the message of death. So it's a very interesting African original mythology. And now it has been into a stage by a playwright in Canada. He's from Africa, and it was well received. And he changed Anthem of Decades into a trilogy, which is called Anthem of Life. So it's now running in Alberta, which was great. I think here I just want to quickly say how Mazisi was discovered, because he was in the bush, he was with a struggle. He was writing on and off. And then until he got this letter from James Curry to say, I would like to report that we have exchanged letters with Mr. James Curry of Heinemann Educational Books, and the situation is very encouraging indeed. I have the impression that Heinemann will almost certainly wish to publish one of the two epics. So I can remember when Mazisi got this letter, he was so elated because it was buried in manuscripts like that. All his work was buried in pieces of paper like that. So that is the original handwritten paper.
Dr. Segun Shabaka, a distinguished American educator and cultural ambassador, recently visited the Mazisi Kunene Museum in Glenwood, Durban, alongside a group captivated by the legacy of Professor Mazisi Kunene. The museum, led by Mama Mathabo Kunene, the late professor's wife, showcases the incredible literary and cultural contributions of one of Africa's greatest poets. Dr. Shabaka and his group marveled at the deep connection between African history, culture, and the work housed in this vital institution. This was not Dr. Shabaka's first visit to the museum, as he often brings groups eager to connect with African heritage. From someone who once walked the very lands they now explore, each visit is marked by profound learning and joy, as he shares his passion for preserving African stories, and ensuring their resonance with future generations. His presence at the museum is always a welcome honor, enriching the experience with his own vast knowledge of African culture and history.